Tattoo.
Doesn't spell Blaze, it spells Blaze.
Be sure to know your ABCs.
B-L-A-Z-E, Blaze.
Next, Judge Joe Brown. There's only one Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe starts right now on UPN 11.
Today on Judge Joe Brown.
I had a tattoo done on my stomach, and the Z is backwards.
In the art of tattoo.
Doesn't spell Blaze, it spells Blaze.
Be sure to know your ABCs.
B-L-A-Z-E, Blaze.
It's all going down.
That is not a Z.
He's a real judge. In his courtroom, everyone has the right to a fair trial. But if they're proven wrong, he has the right to make them pay. Judge Joe Brown.
It's a 26-year-old DJ from Kent, Washington. He is suing the tattoo business Kent Dermagraphics, owned by Darren Westover, for faulty service and pain and suffering. Now, here's Judge Joe Brown.
Sir, it seems you're suing the defendant for deficient work and putting a tattoo on you. You're suing for damages, and you, sir, say that you don't owe him anything because everything was done according to his approval.
That's correct.
Basically what we have here. All right, sir, plaintiff, what happened?
Well, about the second week of March, I went to Kent Dermagraphics to get a tattoo done on my stomach. I had been there before because I have my daughter's initials tattooed on my arms. I went in there and explained to the gentleman that was in there what I wanted. I wanted it to say Blaze across my stomach.
A word.
A word, B-L-A-Z-E. I talked to him about it. He went in the back and drew it up, and when he came back out, it wasn't quite what I had wanted. I wanted at first glance to look like an Oriental-style writing, and then once you look closer, then you can make out the actual letters in English. So he went back into the back again and drew up another one. He came back out with another style. I said, yes, I like that style. At this point, other customers started coming in to obtain body piercings. I don't know if that gentleman is the only one that can do body piercings, but he put my work aside.
Which gentleman?
The one that drew it by.
The defendant here?
No, I don't see the other one here.
Of an employee of the defendant?
Yeah, another guy that drew it up.
Is that your employee?
Yeah, this is right here.
He's not the one that drew it up.
How about the other one?
Yeah, I have another employee.
Is that the one he's
younger
talking
brother.
about?
He drew it up and had him tattoo it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, well, when these other people came in to obtain body piercings, they got like a couple eyebrows and belly buttons and stuff like that.
So the guy that
drew mine up
goes and does that.
Yeah, stops my work and goes and starts doing these body piercings.
His work wasn't stopped.
Excuse me, you weren't there, were you? Did you see it?
No.
Okay.
But his work wasn't stopped.
Hold on. You didn't see it. So
he stopped my work. He put the piece of paper off to the side.
Excuse me, don't interrupt.
Not quite yet. He put the piece of paper off to the side and started doing body piercings on people. I sat there for about 15, 20 minutes. That's when he asked this gentleman over here. He said, hey, can you throw this tattoo on this guy? He said, yeah, sure. Takes me into the back, lays me down. He actually did the ink work on me. He covered it up with Vaseline and a piece of plastic and told me I had to leave it there for 2 hours. 2 hours later, I pulled the plastic off. I jumped in the shower, started washing it. And that's when I noticed that the Z in Blaze was backwards.
Oh, you're talking about letters back.
And I actually have photos right here.
Well, let me take a look. I thought maybe you were talking about the design was defective. You're talking about the letter.
The design is exactly how I wanted it, but he inverted the Z. So immediately I got out of the shower, I called an attorney, and the attorney informed me that they're supposed to be licensed and that they were required to give me their insurance. I called...
We're not required to give you insurance.
I called their company, and this gentleman here answers the phone, and I said, hi, I was in earlier today. I had a tattoo done on my stomach, and the Z is backwards. He says to the other guy that actually drew it, he says, hey, the guy you drew up a tattoo for earlier says the Z is backwards. The guy in the background says, no, it isn't. So I say to him, yes, it is. I'm looking at it right now. Then I hear in the background the other gentleman who drew it says, oh, a Z looks like this, huh? Uh-oh. Then there was a silence. You weren't here. Then there was a silence.
You weren't there. Don't testify to something you didn't witness. Okay, so that's what you heard. Well,
yes.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. Hold on.
He tells me he's not going to refund my money.
Do you get anything from him?
Well, after I told him I already talked to an attorney, he says, oh, well, then come down and pick up your $60. I told him it was just 50. So I came down and got my 50 bucks.
That's not what
Would you stop interrupting?
Well, that's not what transpired.
Excuse me. One at a time. I'll give you an opportunity to completely develop your proof, all right? Now, did you get cash or a check?
I got $50 cash back from him.
I'm going to pass this to the defendant who has been so vociferous in saying things. Now, take a look at that. What does that spell?
I actually can't.
What does it spell?
Blaze.
Doesn't spell Blaze, it spells Blase. B-L-A-S-E, if you want to take it that way. Blaze is not Blase. Blaze is your nickname, is that it?
It's
actually neither letter depicts
Excuse
the
me.
English thing.
I'm asking him, what is Blaze, a nickname?
It's the name I use. I'm a DJ and I also
Okay,
do
that's your
It's the name I use when I entertain.
All right. Now, how do you explain Blase equating to Blaze?
I'll tell you what, neither one of these letters depict the English language.
Oh,
so.
for God's sake, it's stylistic. It says B-L-A-S-E.
He put it on his skin. He agreed to have it done.
Well, somebody transposed the Z. Now, quit giving me these lame excuses.
I was also informed later, Your Honor, that the gentleman over here can't read. He told me that he can't read.
Well, let's hear from you. Come on up here. You're the one that did it. Look at that. What's that say?
I can't even tell what it says, Your Honor.
Well, you put it on there. Can you read?
Yes, I can read.
What does that say? It's B-L-A, and if you want to be charitable, S-E.
You call that an S?
You could
well, what would you call it then?
If it's stylistic, I'd call it a Z. I've done thousands of letters.
Well, then you've done it wrong. Then you've done it wrong. Then I suggest you...
I've been doing this for many years.
Well, then you know what? There's a thing called continuing education. I think you go get some. That is not a Z. So don't even go there.
Hey, he agreed to have it put on his body.
You're being absolutely ridiculous. How much are you asking for?
I'm asking $2,500 for the removal and also $2,500 for pain and suffering. Then
what was the jurisdictional limit of where you filed?
25.
That's all you can get. Tell you what I'll do. They're giving me the most cock and bull mess over here, trying to explain this error that I have heard in a long time, and they're trying to be emphatic about being wrong.
Your Honor, can
now
I say
you are wrong, dead wrong, wrong as you can be. You messed up, screwed up, you were in error, it's negligence.
I
Maybe
didn't do
the
anything.
negligence.
Actually, I wasn't there,
Excuse
remember?
me. These are your agents. You're responsible for their conduct if you run the business, which you've already admitted that you do.
You told me I did something wrong.
Be
I wasn't
quiet,
there to
sir.
witness to do
Be
anything
quiet,
wrong.
sir, and let the court rule.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff in this case says he asked for a tattoo of his nickname drawn on his stomach, but ultimately he left with a misspelled word. Let's take a look.
You either did this, sir, out of ignorance because you didn't know which way the Z was supposed to go, and I'm listening to your boss, and apparently he's just as ignorant as you are because he does not know. Or it was negligence. You put yourself in the ignorant category because no one's saying they made a mistake. They did it on purpose, and then after you take that and look at that, you want to give me this mess that you can't tell what it's supposed to be. It's stylized, but it's clear that the intent of the plaintiff was to get a tattoo that said B-L-A-Z-E, Blaze. Now, unfortunately, there is a $2,500 limit because I'd give you what you asked for. Every dime of it, but not even so much pain and suffering. I'd give it to you for punitive because they say they did this intentionally the way they testify. They don't admit to negligence. They say they did it on purpose. Now, if you're holding yourself out to put words on people and you don't know how to spell, that's a problem. Banish your ignorance by acquiring some education. B-L-A-Z-E, not B-L-A-S-E. That's blase.
I don't think it says
now that's
anything,
enough.
Actually.
You know what?
Like
I wish I'm getting very creative here to try and come up with another way of getting this man some more money out of you. So,
Your Honor, can I please say something?
I can't come up with it right now, and there's nothing you can say. There's an error. Picture speaks more than 1,000 words. It's B-L-A-S-E on it. You get your 2,500, and you need to get your acts together.
This court is in recess. Sir, I'm going to ask you to step out the door to your right.
You pretty much were giving this up in court. Why were you behaving that way with the judge?
Well, at first he told me that everything I said was irrelevant when I wasn't there, and then he called me negligent. Well, I wasn't there. You can't call me negligent. I wasn't there.
You don't think that you would be negligent if your artist in your company, in your business,
they're subcontractors.
Subcontractor.
Correct.
So you don't take the responsibility for this?
No.
Do you see the problem?
What problem?
Can we see it? You don't see the problem there?
Well, what is that? That doesn't look like anything. Neither one of them things look like a letter. They look like...
Looks like B-L-A-S-E.
Characters. You ask my opinion, it just looks like a bunch of Chinese characters.